Hello and welcome to the channel. My name is Cami and this is CamisFluidArt. I am an energy healer, clairvoyant energy channel, crystal Reiki master, intuitive card reader, Lightworker, Earthkeeper, and Andromedan starseed. Thank you so much for being here today. Family, today we're going to be getting into a request by a viewer for inner child work. She had been messaging with me over an extended period of time, and she's dealing with a lot of depression related to this. She's having a lot of negative focus on the world right now, tending to focus on the negativity instead of pulling in and looking for the positive. And so through a good deal of work, we've determined that this is really an inner child traumatic wound. So we're going to be working through and clearing that. Okay? So let's just clear this space. So now, by our own authority, in our own sovereign power, we ask that our own personal guides, our healed loved ones, our healed ancestors, and all of our guides and angels, come forward, come close to assist us now, in clearing this work. Kendoya shena naera makapaya shoto oshoto remiana dayaka shitera te samakapo bore te raniana naya shakapo shandania samakapaya sheera da eshamanonia sha. Inkandariera dia shamakaporeata daridia pakaya shanduria masia ketera paya shetera natoya shamakapo setera da te shama. Kutoya mataya shakatara dia shamakapora dia shamakataya shataradia sekit era dia makapaya shate era popoy shakataya shanania shamakapa. Tesi di shitisha. Kusutore dia makapaya shatatoya shamakapora dia shataradia samakapata era tatesha. Experiences from our childhood. Kupaya shetera makapaya shetera makapaya shetera ma. Turadia shama. Ketera dia shama kapaya shetera dia samadaira bakaya shoturadia samakapaya. So a technique that I learned when I began Reiki some time ago. My instructor suggested that you begin going back through your childhood and taking it in chunks and kind of reviewing it and assessing it. So I began this process, imagining the baby. We all have many different challenges in our lives. Some may be similar, but they are not the same. So while you may be able to relate to and understand an experience of mine, it was not your experience. Now we can learn from each other by sharing our experiences. But loved one, the only way to view your experiences is through your heart, through your own set of filters. So this process is going to be completely different for every single person. So basically it works a little bit like this. I was fortunate that I had pictures of myself as a child. Some people don't. If you don't, you could sketch if you want to, or you could create symbols for these periods of time. So I basically did the infant until about 1.5 years. I have some knowledge of what went on at that time. So I literally imagined, visualized, was shown myself as a baby, and I was able to become the mother to that child that child needed at that time. So I was able to love this child. I was able to love me as this child. I spent some time with that. I spent a great deal of time with that. I was able to go back and evaluate some of the stories that I had been told. And I was able to examine the people that told me those stories and what their motive might have been. There was a tremendous amount of acceptance and forgiveness that came at this stage. And then I simply progressed through each next stage that felt right to me. I went from that about 18-month-old child up to around 3, and then I took the 4-year-old up into early elementary school, and then I kind of progressed along like that for me in stages that I could recognize where I had issues that I needed to reconcile. And with each one of those stages, as I was able to go in and reevaluate the situation and look at it maybe from a different perspective, from the perspective of a parent, or a loving guardian, I was simply able to love myself from the perspective of a loving parent that genuinely wanted this child. And I gave her all of the love and attention that she needed. She came to understand that she was fully loved and that she was fully safe and that she was fully cared for. Loved ones, this was the absolute greatest breakthrough that I had working through this. And when I say it took time, it took many months. Many months I went through this stage. Always begin through the heart, loved one. Ground into the root. Ground into Mother Gaia. Allow her assistance. Her unconditional love. Her unconditional protection. You are eternally safe. Loved one, when we move back into these memories, when we remember ourselves, remembering, we're literally drawing ourselves back together instead of letting this fragmented piece float around in the darkness. We're grabbing this thing. We're saying, hey, I love you. You're part of me. Let me bring you up here into the light. Let's get a new perspective. Let's fall back in love with each other. We are connected. We are one. And we are now. We are not then. We are now. We are here. We are no longer back in these spaces. By remembering, we pull ourselves out of those places and we bring those fragments back into our now self, our now time. We bring them and we integrate them into our healing, into our healed self. We're releasing any fear of beginning this process. Fear, loved one, is a veil. It's a veil. You can't quite see clearly through it. You know that it's there. Something's on the other side. I promise you it's worth it to remove this veil. It may be challenging and it may be uncomfortable. But you are strong and you are wise and you are healing. You are drawing back all of these fragments to yourself, loved one. All of these things are coming back. These are your strength. These are your power. These are your passion. This is your love. This is who you are. And the more you reassemble, the more you remember, the more you draw back in, the more you transmute, the more you integrate, the more you heal, the more wisdom that you have available to you to be able to share with all of those loved ones, all of those ones around you, all of those ones that you have contact with, that are coming to understand that they are more beyond this matrix programming. And as you work through this one, you will be able to assist others from your healed, grounded, stable, knowing, loving vessel. So this process is here for you, going back and envisioning yourself at each stage. If you are having problems with this, please reach out to me. You can contact me here on YouTube in the comments below. You can get me in the messenger on Cammy's Fluid Art on Instagram. You can reach out to me directly, messaging me on our Patreon, or also we have the Garden Portal email, which you can send me things there. Just note in the subject if it's something you would like me to read, or if it's something you would like me to not read, and simply transmute. Okay? All right, family, thank you so much for being here. I love you so much. Please don't hesitate to reach out for assistance. And I will see you again soon. Family, thank you for being here today. If you have something that you would like assistance with and you would like included on the next transmutation ceremony, you can email that to me at GardenPortalCamisFluidArt@gmail.com. Please note in the subject if you would like me to read that or not, and these will be transmuted in the next ceremony. Thank you for being here. Much love to you.